tenor saxophone. It tripped over me, playing against my flesh and making me think of sex. Stupid incubus mojo. He said, "You were once known as Jezebel." I still was when I was wearing all my stilettos and a smile, but he was talking about my infernal name, not my stripper stage name. His aura winked, a kiss of blues and reds, and I placed him. "Anton," I said, calling the incubus by name. "Haven't seen you in a king's reign." "Not since the turn of the century," he agreed. "Last century," I said. He shrugged. "As you say. Why shout? Come closer." Moving cautiously, I did as he requested. I wasn't being completely idiotic. As long as I didn't attack him, all he could do was attempt to influence me into committing an act of sin. Of course, if I raised a finger against him, he'd be well within his authority to rip out my soul and turn it into an origami swan before claiming me for hell. So all I had to do was convince him to stop beating on the angel, and I had to do it nicely. Maybe I should revisit whether I was being idiotic. "Why do you hide your body in that wrapping?" he asked, riddling me with his gaze, trying to peek through the layers of burglary. "It's cold out," I said. "The coat keeps me warm." "You look like an overstuffed sausage." "You're still a sweet talker." "And you're still delectable." He pivoted so that I got a spectacular view of his most impressive asset. "I wonder if being human has made you even a better lay." "You'll never know," I said sweetly. "Who's your feathered friend?" "What, this?" He motioned with his chin to the angel. Trapped in his arms, she cringed, refusing to look at me. Anton said, "This is my most holy charge. Cherub, give felicitations to the one once known as the succubus Jezebel." "Greetings," she whispered, like a breath of frost. "Heya," I said, keeping my eyes on the demon. "So, Anton, what's with beating on your most holy charge?" He grinned, revealing a mouthful of fangs. "I am encouraging her." "To what? Bruise?" "To do her job." His humor faded, and something close to anger flashed in his eyes. "Do you know how long these angels have been in hell, posing as succubi?" 6 months, I said quietly. I knew very well how long it had been since the king of hell had replaced all true succubi with angels. I wouldn't have run away from home if I hadn't gotten reassigned as a nightmare. Succubi weren't meant to be frighteners. We loved our clients. We didn't terrify them much, unless you turned them on. 6 months, Anton repeated. "And in that time, do you know how many of them have actually had a successful client run?" "Enlighten me." "None!" His face twisted with rage. "They're worse than the Vestrals. They taunt with their smiles and they touch with their hands, but their legs are locked at the knees. Teases, all of them." The angel bowed her head, as if shamed. "And those humans marked for death? They live on until another demon from another sin takes their case. We are losing prestige," Anton roared. "All thanks to these frigid virgins." My voice soft, I asked, "Whose decision was it to place angels in a demon's role?" He stared at me, his eyes lit with impotent fury. "They can't help but be themselves," I said, casting a look at the cherub. She still hung her head, allowing her curtain of pale hair to hide her face. "Come on, Anton," I said, placating. "Let the angel go. You've ruffled her feathers enough." He barked out a mirthless laugh. "So this is what happens when a succubus gains a soul. She becomes an angel mother." "Bless yourself," I growled. "Such language." What a dickhead. "Leave the angel alone." "Why?" "Because you're hurting her." "Mortals," he said, spitting the word out like poison. "You get caught up in causes that you don't understand. You think by telling me to leave that you're helping her?" "Shows what you know." He yanked the angel away from the wall and shoved her at me. I let out an oof when she crashed into me, and we both went down in a tangle of limbs. Slush and dirt cushioned the fall, but still, ouch. "All you're doing is making it worse," Anton said, standing over us. A smile unfurled across his face, a cold, cruel smile, one that worked its way up my spine and squeezed, which, I must admit, is amusing. "Our king must hear of your interference. Why, I'm sure he'll be most intrigued." "My lord," the angel said beneath me, "please." "Please what, soliloquize more?" I pushed myself to my feet just as Anton vamped away in a burst of brimstone. "He's gone," the angel said, her voice hollow. "Yeah, you're safe now. Jesse Harris, doer of good deeds." Ugh, I couldn't couldn't let that get around. I turned to the cherub, offered her a hand. She stared at it as if it were covered in maggots. On her knees in the slush, she said, "You stupid, insipid, pathetic excuse of a mortal! You made him leave!" I blinked and dropped my hand. "Oh, you're welcome." "He was helping me!" "Helping?" I felt my eyes bug out. "What are you, some victim of interdimensional abuse? He was beating on you!" I stabbed a finger at her. "You didn't even fight back. Is your heavenly backbone so weak that you can't even defend yourself?" The angel glared at me, sullen. "He was hurting you," I said. "He was scaring you. How in sin's name is that helping you?" She wrapped her arms across her breasts, looked down at her knees. "You wouldn't understand." "Try me." For a very long moment, she said nothing as she shivered. When she finally spoke, the wind nearly snatched her voice away. "For thousands of years, you've seduced evil mortals and used that lust to kill them. And now, as a human, you parade your naked body for money. No, you hooed Jezebel. There is no way that you could possibly understand. That you got stuck in a role that you despise?" I sighed. "Believe me, I understand more than you think." She looked up to meet my gaze. Tears brimmed in her dark eyes, making them shine like captured starlight. "Would you counsel me to run away, as you did?" "Maybe." "I am not one to run from my responsibility." What a sanctimonious prude. "No," I sneered. "You just bitch and moan and don't do your job right and screw up everything for the rest of the seducers who give a damn about their roles." The angel sniffed, as if she smelled something nasty. I took a deep breath, then blew it out slowly. "Don't throttle the cherub," I told myself. Throttling the cherub would be bad. I said, "You know what? I'm not going to have this conversation with you. You don't want to run away? Fine. Unless the office has changed and the workers are actually allowed to quit now, it sounds like you have to suck up and deal, Cupcake." Her face paled. "As I said, you wouldn't understand." Bless me, how could anyone be that afraid of having sex? "You know," I said slowly, "being a seducer isn't all that bad. You could learn to love your inner demon." Her features smoothed, leaving her eyes cold, her mouth prim. Lifting her chin, she said, "I would never debase myself in that manner." With another haughty sniff, she poofed away, leaving the scent of winter in her wake. See, that's what I get for trying to help. Served me right. I brushed the snow off my purse. Well, if I boogied, I might get to work only a little late. A sharp kiss of metal against my neck told me that getting to work at all had just been moved to the optional column of my to-do list for the day. "Your purse," a man's voice grated in my ear. "Give it to me." I rolled my eyes heavenward. "You have got to be shitting me. I step in to help an angel and now a human mugger sneaks up on me? Come on, that's just wrong." If God had any opinion on the matter, he declined to comment. The knife point dug into my skin, painfully cold in the March air, to say nothing about it being painfully sharp. The thief growled, "You fall asleep?" "No, just thinking about how much it sucks to be me right now." The man snorted, "It'll suck a whole lot more if you don't give me your purse. Let's go, hand it over," without turning around. My chest tightened as I touched the leather strap of my handbag that hung from my shoulder. Screw me on Salvation Day. I loved this handbag, with its gaudy bright red leather and its obscenely thick straps. I'd elbowed two vicious women out of my way and clawed this little darling out of the ravaged trenches of Bloomingdale's sales den. The devil might wear Prada, but a one-time Psyche was settled for a classy imitation. It was the first thing I'd bought after I'd gotten sold. It was perfect. And now this little man, with his sharp knife, was going to take it away from me. The knife dug against my throat. "Any day now, lady." Right. See, this was why I needed a gun. At 5'4" and weighing in at 110, shut up if I do, I don't exactly cut an imposing figure. And unlike all the former evil types on television, I'm not an expert in the martial arts or other fighting techniques. So basically, dude with knife beats chick with overbite. I let out a remorseful sigh. Humans, it occurred to me as I clutched my bag, had their pros and cons. Pro, we can hold our own against posturing demons because they can't really hurt us unless we either let them or attack them. Con, we bleed. Very, very easily. Pro, we have souls and thus we have the ability to be